Hello, hello, and welcome back to Silent Hill F, a game that has really shown that Konami may be able to fend for themselves, despite the previous years of poor choices and even poorer execution. Sorry about that, just wanted to turn the fan on. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and jump right back in where we left off, which is the Dark Shrine. We must undergo some kind of ritual, and we're not entirely sure what that ritual entails, but the first part of it has us looking into Sakuko for some reason. Sakuko's parent-teacher journal. Just a note. As Sakuko's mother, I want to thank you for teaching my daughter. I wanted to apologize for what happened the other day on the field trip. It seems Sakuko caused a lot of trouble. My daughter has been that way ever since she was young. As a child, she always hated when we turned off the lights to go to bed, and she avoided dark movie theaters and tunnels like the plague. I mistakenly thought she had overcome her fear of the dark now that she's grown up. I believe the reason her fear came back during the field trip is because she is unaccustomed to sleeping in a different environment. I gave her a stern talking to for behaving so shamefully at her age. She has since reflected on her behavior and is sorry for how she acted. Please accept both her and my apologies. So right off the bat, we're getting kind of an insight into, once again, how girls are expected to act. They're not allowed to cause a scene, even if school time... Is it? I think we just finished the school. Yeah, currently we're in Sakuko's room. Oop. And if you look, because there's a blue lantern, the enemies now dissolve. By the way, what do you think of Sakuko's room? I think it's kind of cute. The tatami mats could be a little neater, but, like, honestly, the school is in the mind. That's true. Honestly, it's a lot more spacious than I thought it would. Everything that we see about Japan now, I suppose it's more common in, like, the city and stuff where you get these smaller apartments, but typically, like, a room like this is considered very spacious. So, good for her, I think. Also, we picked up a note about how Sakuko apparently made a big fuss. Oh no. Not sloppy spiky face again. But enough room to do TikTok dances, that's for sure. Maybe like 60 years too early, but you know what, a girl's gotta do what a girl's gotta do. I think Sakuko would be huge on TikTok, honestly. For several reasons. Sakuko is a pioneer. She is a pioneer. I'll get into that in a little bit. Well, I say a little bit, but probably... maybe later this episode. We'll see how long we go. If we don't finish up today, then we'll finish up tomorrow. Good God, these baby dolls are tanky. World's toughest baby dolls. Is this my locker? But as I was saying, Sakuko apparently... Can these babies shut the fuck up? Where are you, you little shit? I'll continue as soon as I silence these gaggle fucks. Can't even hear myself think. Obnoxious. Now, finally, Sakuko apparently made some kind of disturbance on a school field trip because she is afraid of the dark. And her mom wrote a letter of apology to the school, like, I thought she had outgrown that because she's a big girl now. I'm so sorry that she caused a problem for everyone else. You know, because girls ain't allowed to be human. Oh my god. Can I read this? No? Okay. I assume it means traitor. Because that's what Sakuko has been calling us. So we are back in her room now, and things look slightly more disheveled. I'm going to go ahead and throw the antique comb and the Higashi that we picked up. You know what? The chocolate too. Maybe that will make Sakuko feel a bit better. Hello? Room service. It's so quiet aside from the ominous blaring music. Alright, come on. Hey, yeah. There we go. You're going to see me looping back to these blue rooms a lot because, as stated, when enemies are killed in the blue light, they actually frickin' die. So we're seeing some imagery changes. Think of the rabbit, Sakuko. freak only has rabbits for her friends. Pages from an observation log. Hey, Mr. Rabbit, guess what? I made my first ever friend today. Her name is Shimizu Hinako. But Mr. Rabbit, she's my first ever real-life human friend, so I'm a little scared. What if she throws me away and forgets me? I'm so scared of that happening. When I told my new bestest friend Hinako this, she said she'd never, ever abandon me. Not ever. She promised me. But you know what, Mr. Rabbit? The handwriting here suddenly turns erratic. What if Hinako breaks her promise? What if she betrays me? What if she's lying? No. I don't want to think about that. Hinako said she wouldn't ever leave me. She promised. I have to believe her. That's what friends do, right? They believe each other. Hinako, if you betray me, you'll pay. I'll make you pay and regret ever hurting me. Got it? So... That's something. We can see an enemy trapped behind a gate back there, so... We're actually gonna lure this one into the blue light and take care of it first, so we don't get overwhelmed and have to fight both of them at the same time. Oh, fun fact about Sakuko as well. Interestingly, she's autistic. Like, not as a joke, not saying I'm reading this into the character. She is actually. We get to read her diagnosis later. Yeah, I know you heard me. Get in here. Zoop, zoop-a doop, doop-a zoop, zoop-a-dee-bee-doo boop boop. Oh, I got some, in lieu of chocolate milk, I picked up some hot chocolate from the store today. And also some whipped cream, and I was enjoying that. You can kind of hear the paper towel ripping right now. Because, unfortunately, when I put the whipped cream in, I got a little too happy with it. And the weight of it, it sank down into the hot chocolate and then caused an overflow. So I had to get paper towels and stuff underneath it so it didn't damage the wood on my desk. But that's just how life be. But I got my hot chalky. And I'm vibing. By the way, Eris, I meant to ask, when you watch the streams, do you like actually watch them, or do you just kind of listen to me talk? Because for the following playthroughs, I was thinking of switching to English dubs, if you didn't, so that you can better follow the story. Depends on what time it is. But like the late nights when I stream Silent Hill F. We can see here, labeled Sakuko's Dream, we have a Miko outfit, Shrine Priestess, as well as all of the items. Sometimes I'm getting ready for the next day. Alright, I think I'm gonna try the English dubs for the following playthroughs, just to see how it is. Yeah. But if you remember the earlier puzzle in the first Dark Shrine, we had to pay homage to our ancestors with these items, but you'll see now there are two of them. So we can infer that Sakuko, just kind of wanted to be buddies with Hinako forevs. Just wanted to be BFFs. So when she calls us a traitor, we can infer that that has something to do with it. For some reason, Hinako is leaving. Now, at this point, I feel like it's... I'll read this note first. Sakuko's diary. My family has served as caretaker of Senensugi Shrine for generations, but for the past few decades, the shrine's popularity has been on the decline. When it came time for my dad to become the head priest, he declined the role and got a regular office job instead. Mom and Dad are always saying negative things about the shrine. The head priests are obsolete. Even my grandfather says the traditions of upkeeping Senensugi Shrine will die with his generation. I help out as a Miko at the shrine whenever an event's held. I love how dignified the rituals are and the way they make me feel like my soul is being cleansed. I like to be more than just a helper at the shrine. I think I'd like to become head priest one day. So, Sakuko is a good girl. She's nice, pure, and innocent. She just wanted to be friends. And Hinako left her for some reason. But we know at the beginning of the story, they were still in the same town, and seemed to be getting along all right, aside from Sakuko calling Hinako a traitor. Alright, what's up with that, man? But we know, there's a few things we can infer. Number one, it has something to do with women's role in society. You would have rocked it as a religious/spiritual figure. I believe you. So whatever's going on with Hinako, she has to do it alone. She has to leave her friends. And it has something to do with the role of women in society. So from this, we can probably interpret it has something to do with relationships or marriage, especially with the opening talking about how Junko, Hinako's sister, changed after being married, and now we're starting to see hints of Junko as well. So we can assume there's something about marriage. But we also know that Hinako and Shu are not in a relationship. So the question becomes, who or what is Hinako getting married to? In addition, why do we see Fox Mask?
ひなこ、来てくれたの。怖いよ。早く出して。
So in front of us, we see Sakuko. A sheet of fine paper. It don't look fine, it looks pretty fucked up. Two must face each other as one to pray for mutual prosperity. Those who do shall lift their heads to a level height, as if they were reflections in a mirror, as custom dictates. With a shading of light shall you condemn the past to dark. Okay. So we got some kind of puzzle, and we can interact with the statues around here. Zam. Not that one. Maybe this one. So that's two. There. Puzzles. However do I solve them? Think you want another tea? Go for it. Almost. We just need to get this one now. Oh. Okay, so I thought I had to get all of them down, but I guess I just had to get them to match each other. So, first we pick up the Talon Lampshade, a lampshade found near Sakuko's cell. The design resembles sharp talons. And then, the Restraint Lampshade. A lampshade found near Sakuko's cell. The design resembles something tangling. Hey Eris, are you here? Why don't we enact this ritual?
何してるの
And turn the lights off on our best friends. Huddled in the back corner, terrified of the light. Or terrified of the darkness.
ひなこ助けて行かないで一人にしないで待って行かないでずっと一緒って約束したじゃん出会えればな
And not a single sign of emotion from Hinako. The White Rabbit Emblem Key. Obtained after bidding farewell to Sakuko. It seems to be able to open a door somewhere, and it's much bigger than a normal key, as if it was made for some huge creature to use. So we might be able to infer that Hinako is not quite feeling herself. The hell is that? A little... I can't believe they got the cats. The They got a cat that purrs so loud it tears your eardrums. Worth it, though. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and insert the key. Before moving on, we are also going to go deal with this trial. And we can already see cinders.
Hinako, 今日は一段と綺麗だね。
Your girl had such powerful purrs. Lol. Look who it is, if it isn't our best friend Rinko, telling us how beautiful we look today. She seems really genuine. I trust her implicitly. She seems like she has my best interests in mind. Yeah, eat some cheese. I'm gonna take another slurp of my hot chocolate. Oh yeah, it's hit like the perfect temperature. You know when it's just warm enough that you can drink it, but like you can feel it in your belly? And it's like, woo, I got a fire in me inside. Too warm for you? feel it in your chest first and it's uncomfortable. Zam. I like it. I like it when it's not so hot that, like, it's scalding, but it's warm enough that, like, you feel it in your chest for, like, a couple seconds. Ah, yeah. Enough to warm you on a cold day. Speaking of cold, my lovely, lovely, lovely family have, because it is starting to get cold out, they have turned on the heater. But what makes this room that I have set up as the amount of room temp stuff you consume that freaks people out, Lamau, we get it, you're a freak. You're not normal. But with the heater and everything, this room that I have converted into my studio for class and streaming and stuff, really for class, but I figured getting out of my room to do this is a bit better. It also limits how much time I spend playing games all day, which is good in its own way. But what's so great about it is that it doesn't have a vent. So in the summers, this room is really, really hot. So I try to kind of not spend too much time there. Hey, Rinko, Stinko. You suck, by the way. Just thought I'd tell you that. You're looking extra ugly. Or sorry, you're looking extra ugly today, bitch. Fuck Rinko. All my homies hate Rinko. Let's go ahead and take a look in here. What we got going on? Got Higashi, we got a note. A letter from Rinko to Hinako. Hinako, here, you'll feel better after eating this. Forget what those jerks said today, and don't worry, they'll be getting an earful from me. You just have to be yourself, Hinako. Don't worry about what other people say is normal. That's their normal, not yours. I'll always be looking out for you. From your best friend, Rinko. So, Rinko, to our face... while also hating us and spreading rumors and lies behind our back. Rinko's secret journal. Why do I have to live here of all places? She lives all the way on the other side of town, meaning my dream for us to walk home together will never come true. I remember how I organized everyone from class to go to Chizuruya together after school. We chatted as we walked, then went our separate ways home. The walk to the store was painfully short. Still, having just a few extra minutes that I could spend with Shu outside of school was all I could have asked for. Yeah, so there's that. These candies bring back memories. We're starting to see more ellipses in Hinako's internal monologue, almost as if she's pausing or in a trance-like state. She also did that when she first walked into this room, which is supposed to be the candy store that we saw earlier, and specifically mentioned she has to let go of it. Oh. It's not gonna let me interact until I kill this guy, I think. Alright, now we move quickly. You. Now we find the leftward-facing Fox Crest. Now, we leave this place, because Grody. Hey, you want to hear a modern horror story? One that you won't hear anywhere else. This is a doc exclusive. Yeah. So currently I'm drinking my hot chocolate from a Buc-ee's cup. If you know Buc-ee's, it's a sort of gas station Walmart Wonderland kind of thing. I don't know why it's like a huge thing, but I don't know if you have them in Canada either. But yeah, so my mom calls me one day and goes, "Hey, do you want anything from Buc-ee's?" Not familiar? That's okay. So she calls me and says, "You want anything from Buc-ee's?" And I have to do a double take. Like, what the fuck did you just say to me? And she's like, "Yeah, Buc-ee's. You know, that, like, beaver, like, gas station thing." And I'm sitting there going, "You don't understand what that means." She's going, no, like the place, all the kids are saying it. And I'm like, "Oh, are they? Great." She's a middle school teacher, by the way. But yeah, she is like, "Do you want anything from Buc-ee's?" And I am trying my hardest not to cry while explaining to her that it doesn't mean, one, that's not how it's pronounced, and two, that means something very, very different than what she thinks. Is it this way? Or did we already go this way? Did we already go this way? I can't remember. No, this is somewhere new, I think. Here we are, the classroom. There we go. Yeah, and of course my sister is there, sitting in the corner smugly, smirking at me because she knows. She knows, but she didn't tell my mom. She was perfectly content to just let my mom continue referring to this fucking beaver as Bussy, and talking to her middle school class about going to see Bussies. And I'm sitting there going, no, you can't, don't say that, Ma. And she's getting angry at me because I won't explain why she shouldn't say it. And my sister is there the entire time, watching with a little devilish glee. She's funny, but she's vicious. My sister, I mean. Oh, we got some divine water. Yeah, Hinako is seemingly in a daze. Like she is literally cutting parts off of herself. Her memories of these places are gone. What is that? Oh, it's a little bird, like, keychain. Well, this is awkward. I think the fox is trolling us. The second I press X, I'm about to get smacked in the back of the head. Bussy got her hypnotized. I am aware of the fact Bussy has on women. Ow. Anyways, we're gonna get the fuck out of here. And we are returned to the main hall. Impossible geometry, this, eat your heart out, Lovecraft, that. We get it all because we're not taking it from others. I want it all. I want it all. Oh god, I honestly dislike people like her. I work so much harder than everyone else. Why don't I get what I want? Kind of people. It's just... It was a poor taste in my mouth. Out of my world? Well, don't worry, I've got a solution for that. Shut up, baby doll. Fucking weirdo. I like how I perfect dashed into it. You'd love to see it. Is this where I'm supposed to go? Nope. Oh, I found a carcass. So already been that way. Already gone that way. Is this way opened? No, it is not. So we have to open the blue one. Little boy blue, because he was young and he needed the money. Cats in the cradle and the silver spoon. Little boy blue and the man on the moon said, when you're coming home, then I don't know when we'll get together then. No, we'll have a good time then. Hee. So we want that one open, and then we want the blue one open. Miko could have been a weed-smoking girlfriend, but instead she harbors resentment. Oh god, I'm gonna have to... Remind me to record a reading of that later. So I can share with others the joy that that thread gives me. I need to do a dramatic reading. Oh. Okay, so not that way. Have I confused did myself? I think I have. Oh! It's not that deep. What do you mean? It's so deep. It's the deepest. I think you'll find. In fact, if you look up deep in the dictionary, you'll find 3 weed-smoking girlfriends. And yes, they do smoke weed. Fucking... Oh, this place again. Okay, I took a wrong turn. Let's go ahead and use a med kit. Why not? Free up our inventory a little bit. Yep, and we already solved the puzzle, so we just gotta go. So let's not do the blue door. Or maybe we keep the blue door and then change the other one? How deep are your 3 weed-smoking girlfriends? 4 bowls. Actually, instead of pulling that lever, let's see if we can go a different direction. Sure, I can in fact go that way. But I can also go this way. Does this go anywhere? No. Right, that's where the previous thing was. The thing that goes scrap, bop, bop, bop. Thing that go boom. Ah, here we are. And finally we get to go to Rinko's room! Sleepover! That is the most obnoxious clock. How do you get anything done with that loud-ass clock? Could you imagine trying to study and just hear tuk, 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 tuk? That baby doll ain't so baby. A crumpled letter. Sorry, I know this must seem like it's coming out of nowhere, but what exactly is Hinako to you? Are you two just friends, or are you more than friends? I want you to tell me the truth. The writing stops here. I know this is none of my business, but could you keep your distance from Shu? You know, people tend to get the wrong idea when boys and girls our age spend too much time together, and you don't want to cause any issues for Shu, do you? You should really think more about how you behave. The letter ends here abruptly. Crumpled letter. You're nothing but a fly. All you do is get in the way, get lost, or at the very least shut your trap and stop bothering others. And quit buzzing around Shu all the damn time. It looks like the writer was trying to change their handwriting. So, even in the Shadow Realm, Rinko's a bitch. Oh. Oh no. She's actually good at drawing. That really annoys me. Fucking, I thought... Hold on, we need to compare. I don't know, which one do you think is better? Do you think this Shu is better than this one? I think ours is better. You think Rinko might have a crush on Shu? You think? I mean, she's been dropping hints, but I'm not exactly good at understanding social cues and stuff, so I need some help sometimes. It would really help if, you know, people could just be more direct with me. Anyways, the fox has joined the right wing. Conservative fox crushes. Yep, and after this ritual, her and Rinko can go separate ways. They won't have to bother each other anymore. I got my key. But more importantly, we don't have to... Now we can settle things with Rinko once and for all, and we can both walk away better people.
彼の気持ち考えたことある？あんたは裏切った。もてあそんで裏切った。謝れ。その格好で今すぐ土下座して謝れ。聞こえてるんでしょ。なんとか言いなさいよ。
Silly girl. Corpses don't talk. Burn the witch! And we both walked away better people. It's just purifying water. Yeah. Girly had to take a shower for the first time and immediately just dissolved. The Tri-Scale Emblem. Obtained after bidding farewell to Rinko. seems to be able to open a door somewhere, and it's much bigger than a normal key, as if some huge creature were supposed to use it. That's not right. I think we have to go this way. I think to go straight up. But. 2 plus 2 equal 4. Minus 1, that's 3. Quick maths. Inari-sama's emblem. Alright, so there's nothing we can do with that right now. I think that is something for our New Game Plus playthrough. I think we need a special item for that. So we have now cast off our ties to Sakuko and Rinko. And there's only one that remains.
Yo, Aibo. こう呼べるのもこれが最後だな。ひな子が初めて育てるにはちょっと難しかったよな。おかしいな。どこに行ったんだ。それもいいか。それが忘れていくってことだもんな。これを買ってもらうために漢字テストを頑張ったんだ。覚えてるか。こんなノートが山ほどあってな。押し入れにぎっしりさ。
Return what is lost. So there are 3 things missing. Well, nothing for it. Guess we gotta go get them, right? I don't have any ammo. Anything else I can enshrine? Dried carcass, Higashi, and Kutsuti. Let's go ahead and get rid of those. And draw some Omamori. Why don't we? Ho ho ho. That's a good one. I'm going to save the 600 for increasing some other stuff. But now we can get rid of the cat Omamori to put the plum instead, which will give us a ton more stamina, allowing us to just...
お前の本当の選択を知りたい。
Yeah, sorry. Stamina! Stamina head ass. Stamina ass. Stamina ass head looking motherfucker. Yeah, let's go find these hidden medicine cabinet from shoes. Bandages! Thank you. She's just standing there. Menacingly. Oh, I fell right into that. Lamau. I love when Figgy says it in a weird accent and then speaks in this. Says he has a weird accent and then speaks in a southern accent. It's not a weird accent, he's just southern. Or is that what you're trying to say? That, like, he's making a big deal out of nothing. A drawing of a young Shimizu Hinako. Even if it was drawn by an elementary school student, it's still too bad. This is definitely drawn on purpose. There are all kinds of curses written on it, such as stupid, disgusting, etc. He insists his accent isn't southern because he's lived in three different places. 3 different places in the South, may I just say. Is that all we were looking for? Ah, here we are. Oh. So spoopy. Really interested in which group of Americans says stamina. If you find them, let me know, because as far as I am aware, they don't exist. Or if it's a figism. Hey! We found an Emma. Clunk. Oh, she got in here with us. Oh, her arm is stuck. Is that why she wasn't moving? That's kind of funny if that's why. Push, noodle arms. Oh, this part. Fucking least favorite enemy in the game. Look at it. Behold, Eris. The miracle. The miracle of childbirth. Isn't it wondrous? I wonder what this says about women's role in society. Any guesses? The nose with this one. I don't think it has a nose. On the nose. Oh yeah. don't know what you mean, Eris. This game is extremely subtle. Ow. You don't like the breeding lump of flesh? That's okay, I don't either. Let's see what the information about it is. A monster covered in swollen, skin-crawling mounds. As each one pulses, it spawns more of those horrors. It's fine as a design, yeah. What a vile show of life. I'd rather die than turn into a monster like this. Based. Oh yeah, and now that we have cast off Sakuko, we get a new art piece. As her smiling happily has been replaced with her screaming in terror as she was abandoned to the darkness. I think Sakuko might have read one too many of those bizarre comics. Lately, she'll be laughing all happily one moment, then turn deadly serious and spout off some weird nonsense the next. Apparently she's acting like that because she thinks it's cool, but it kind of creeped me out the first few times she did it. Hope she gets over this weird supernatural phase of hers. Oh yeah, Rinko now burning alive. Haha! Shu is still Shu, but we're starting to... You can tell what's going to happen with that. Fox Mask. Just who the fuck is he? There are times when those kind eyes that watch me through the slits of the Fox Mask turn frighteningly sharp. It's as if he's looking right through me, piercing the very depths of my soul. When we walk hand in hand, he always stays one step ahead, as if guiding me somewhere. With my hand in his, I can keep my eyes cast down towards my feet when I walk. When he tugs gently on my hand, I know what true happiness is. I don't have to think about anything anymore. As long as I do what he tells me, I know I will be happy. I'm starting to think maybe Fox Mask may not be the dashing hero of this story. It's a metaphor for drug use? What? Oh, fuck off, game. Fox Mask, more like Fentanyl Mask. That is certainly an interpretation, Eris. Of all the interpretations, that's one of them. I also really hate that take, because while it is 100% not true, that is definitely not what Fox Mask represents. Drug use is a huge part of this game, specifically with the pills that we've been taking. It's true, I can see the future. Brainiac Hero Comic. The inside page was full of drawings. Hinako was drawn at the bad guys the protagonist defeated. Moreover, in order to make the method of death even more bizarre than the manga's presentation, they stubbornly added a lot of scattered blood and guts. So is there more to Shu than we previously thought?
相棒、気にすんな。ずっとここで待ってるからさ。相棒の本当の気持ちを聞かせてくれ。お前に見せるのは初めてか。恥ずかしい。
Oh no, he's a fuckboy. Yeah, something like that.
覚悟はできてる。遠慮するな。
Or a bottom. Yeah, that could be it.
懐かしいよな。お前との思い出はどれも色褪せない。
We're still missing something. What the fuck am I missing? I mean, I know what it is. Question is just where? Did I walk past it, or is it like a separate thing? Well, I guess once more onto the breach. So that's where we found the drawing. Fighting in this tight space. There we go. So it's not that way. So we gotta go this way. Scent of herbs is overpowering. Some yokan. Ear. Anything else that's opened up? No. Where the hell is this thing? What the hell? No goopy spoopy. In here right now. I'm not finding this last item. Where the fuck is it? Yeah, I looked at like every room on the way here, I think. I'm losing my snind. Well, let me just look up something real quick. Okay. Apparently I am just blind or something. We're gonna see if we can snail mind. Exactly. Alright, once more, onto the breach. I guess. Third Snime's the Snarm. Wee. Let me check again. I'm not fucking seeing it. Ah, here we are. Finally. We got the ray gun. Revive me, bro, I got ray gun. Revive me. Sure, I'm glad my powers of observation are so strong that even the third time around, I pew 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 pew. Let's take a look at this ray gun. It's been used so many times that the paint is peeling off everywhere. Seems to have been bought for him at the festival. It's written in ballpoint pen. Hide it, Hinako's going to steal it.
幼い頃からの友人に別れを告げるのは辛いだろ
う。はい。いえ、するべきでした。もっと早くこんな姿をお見せして申し訳ありません。
謝らなくていい。むしろその痛みを強いた私の方が謝らねばならない。行こう。
Uh-oh. The Scarlet Fever. It's got her in its thrall. Dude doesn't even stop to look. He's just like... He is pretty, though. He is pretty. He's very much meant to be. He's literally a thirst trap, I told you. There's no ifs, ands, or buts.
Rinko?
And we wake up alone. And I'm kneeling at the well. Yep. You should convince Noah to do a Fox Mask cosplay.
どうしてシュ
Hold on, actually, that's a great fucking idea.
前の家で合流なんだよな
No, actually, tell Noah to do that. I'd fucking... Yeah, that would be so fucking cool. Uh-oh.
戦える数じゃない
The Ting is back. Huh? Also, you notice that we saw the fog monster, and it seemed to actually have more of a shape this time. But now we're to the part of the game where we start getting the best weapons.
二人も
Is it chasing you? I suppose that's one way to look at
逃げ
it.
たのかも
Yeah, maybe your friends had to flee from it, and that's why they left her. Or, you know, maybe while she was killing them off in her dream, what the cheese sees when I open the fridge door. Just the clawed hand reaching in. There's an even better moment for that in a bit. You'll see.
やむを得ず
Maybe they had no choice to go on without me. That has to be it.
だよな
Maybe. Or maybe Rinko finally convinced Shu to not bother with you anymore. Or maybe when you were having that dream about killing all your friends, it was only partly a dream. No! No, that couldn't be it. No. Strange note. I'm sorry. Something urgent came up, so I can't come with you. Just trust me. I can't continue the path and continue down the path we decided. I'll get everything ready and wait for you. Rinko's giving Shu a sloppy toppy. He's too much of a bottom to... What's the plot of Scary... You've seen Scary Movie, right? Well, abstinence makes guys realize things about themselves. Like, I found out I'm gay. And so is Ray, in case you didn't notice. What? I'm not gay. But we made love. First off, you sucked my dick. I love that movie so much. First of all, you sucked my dick. Let's get some more HP. We hear some things moving around, but we don't quite see what they are. We can see there's a dead doll here, but when we go to look for an item, it doesn't move. So instead, we're going to go around back. Hey, look, a dried carcass. Is this some sort of offering? And now for complete and utter horseshit, as you turn the corner and realize she's back. Okay, it didn't happen this time. So, the first time I played through, I called. I was like, alright, so I'm going to turn this corner and she's going to be, like, ready to grab me. So I stood around here trying to peek in to make sure, and she managed to lunge through the wall to grab attack me and do damage. And I was so goddamn mad. Because of course I was. That's bullshit. What is slurping and gurping? Is that... I can't believe Rinko is that sloppy. God damn. I was spawn camping? Yeah. Is she fucking grapefruiting him? What the hell is that sound?
シュウなら山にも詳しいのに。
I can't wait to upload a short later just called Shu Gets Head. Here we are, best weapon. The axe. We're gonna go ahead and replace the baseball bat, because we don't really need it anymore. Because we're gonna get some Freeman on this Gordon in a little bit. Or if you speak English and are normal, we're gonna get Gordon Freeman up in here. Or if you're really fucking normal and don't know what I'm referencing, Half-Life, a game series, really famous game series, Half-Life, has a character named Gordon Freeman who famously uses a crowbar, and I'm saying we're gonna get a crowbar. Look at this dead chick. Strange note. To whoever finds this, please, immediately. There's... here. I beg you. Help. Fucking weird. You don't speak languages? That's fair. Languages do kind of suck. Pretty sure that was the moral of the Tower of Babel. The reason we have languages is so that we don't understand each other. Get fucked. God, that's such good damage. Anyways, we gotta switch to the axe for a bit. Actually, I suppose we can go ahead and repair our sledge.
まずいな。武器が壊れそうだ。
But for now, we're gonna switch to the axe. But yeah, I like how we've canonized that the weird squelching noises that we're hearing from monsters or something around in the woods is actually just Rinko giving Shu the sloppiest of toppy. Perhaps even grapefruiting him. Truly, we are mature and able to look into the deeper meanings of this game. About how women don't have to perform to men's standards. Eris, we fucking suck. We're the worst. Women are stupid and I don't respect them. That's right, I just want to have sex with them. They have to perform to yours, though? Right. You are the standard, of course. Hey, we got a toolkit. Nice, nice. I think the rest of the playthrough is just going to be silent as I try to avoid just being the fucking worst human being possible. I'm sure there are worse people than me, but goddamn, is this a poor example of the the capability of mankind to do good? Not here. Wham, bam. We got a wham, bam, shine a light in a bang. Canceled before the channel takes off. I mean, in the first stream I did, I started talking about sexy children, so the game was over before it started, I think. I think it was rigged from the start. I never had a chance. Really? Oh, I saw a clip today of someone trying to justify tentacles in hentai. You might get a kick out of this. Apparently, they claim it's because of Japanese censorship laws about how you have to censor the male penis, and that's why they use tentacles instead, so they don't have to censor it. And to that, I say, you're a fucking moron. There is like an 18th century woodblock print called The Dream of the Fisherman's Wife that very clearly, not censored, tentacle action going on there. And I don't think it has anything to do with the censorship, my guy. I think they just really like the idea of women and octopi. Fucking never underestimate the kink community. Yeah, but it's like Hideo Kojima levels of kink explanation. I don't like to kink shame people, but it's when they backpedal so hard trying to be like, no, it's not actually a kink thing. In fact, it's really normal, that you kind of have to go, okay, dude, shut up. No one buys that. It's like Hideo Kojima telling people that Quiet from Metal Gear Solid 5 has a skin condition where she has to breathe through her skin, and that we should all feel bad about saying that it was just so that we had a scantily clad lady in the game. Yeah, right. Or, fuck, what was it? Resident Evil Capcom saying that we didn't expect people to be so horny for Lady Dimitrescu, when 3 minutes after the reveal trailer, they released her shoe size and her exact height. Like, guys, I know what kind of man you are. research notes on Hakakuso. I have learned from reading Exotic Herbology from Kakura Makakaru. Kuda. I feel like you jumped out at a bad time, says Jay. We're just talking about the order of the Demetris Kakanique something Cordonel. I have learned from reading Exotic Herbology that Kakura Makakura is made by grinding up the seeds of Hakukuso, an extraordinarily rare herb. Women aren't allowed to just enjoy dressing how they want. Hey, Seth. Yeah, but specifically, Eris, I'm talking about when guys design women in video games and then try and justify their, like, just making extremely hot women. Just say, like, this woman is hot, she dresses how she wants, or I can make a character however the fuck I want. Think of Yoko Taro, who made Nier Automata one of the most beautiful philosophical games ever, and then made 2B and put more polygons into making her ass than in the entirety exist in Resident Evil 1. There are more polygons in 2B's ass than there are in the entirety of the first Resident Evil game. Fucking incredible. And when asked about why he put so much detail into this fictional woman's cheeks, he just said, I like women. What a fucking legend. As I said, I don't like to kink shame, but it's when people try and put the impetus on others, like, no, I'm normal, you guys are weird and whatever, that I just kind of shake my head and go, okay, dude, okay. There are a lot of polygons making up your ass, too. Ayo, same. Unlike Figgy, whose ass is literally concave, according to legends, mine is my ass is like a mountain. But not just any mountain. It's picturesque, like Mount Fuji. Like, you look at it and you don't go, damn, girl. You look at it and you go, wow. And you just kind of sit there in awe and feel tranquility come over you. The assless wonder. Yeah. Figgy. But for me, it's like one of the wonders of the world. People look at my ass and they just go, wow. I'm so happy I was born so I could see this beautiful sight. See, my ass is so nice that it's not even sexualized. It's completely transcends what should be possible. Anyways, according to folklore, the herb can give one the ability to converse with gods, visit their lands, and even awaken dormant powers. Crafted by the god. Yeah, my ass is divine. With the manifold divine experiences this herb is rumored to provide, it is no surprise that numerous legends talk of a king's journeying to find it under the belief that it holds the key to immortality. When ground, its seeds are said to smell of peaches. Peach butt. So there's some really rare herb in these mountains that apparently lets people communicate with gods. And seeing as we have been having entire sections of this game where we talk to who we can only assume to be Oinari-sama, what was that thunk? I heard a thunk. Y'all hear the thunk? I hear the thunk. Marijuana. But we might be able to, you know what they say about assuming? It's great. So we can assume, just got out of the much needed shower and I have 2 slices of pizza and a giant bowl of chocolate ice cream. Hell yeah. I just finished up my hot chocolate, so The chocolate club is going strong today. We love to see it. Hold on, I'm going to travel... Actually, that's really far to the shrine. I don't want to go all the way back for the shrine. So I'm just going to continue and not pick up items. Like God intended. Hell fucking yes, Seth. Yeah. Divine water. The way forward has been blocked. So we are going to continue. Bonjour! We are going to oh, this is not French. I don't think this is French, Ares. Ares, help! Hinako, get to the chopper! I mean, Austrian, French, they're like neighbors or something. Relax, Arnold. My bad. No relax, only Choppa. I can't wait for it to turn out that Hinako has been on a schizophrenic rampage and is just in the woods murdering people with an axe. Trust me, it's going to be the best twist. The people are going to love it. We got a horse Omamori. Decrease the amount of stamina consumed when sprinting and in fights. That looks useful. It sure does. I wonder why we got it here. For now, I think I'm actually going to switch out the plum with that. So that rather than having more stamina, we have better stamina control. Haunts. Yeah, but with the axe, these super tanky things take a measly 2 hits. Oh no, there's something slurping my GURP over there, so we're gonna ignore that. I finally make it out. You sure did. We got a map of Sugisato. Strange note. I locked our sanctuary to protect it, but don't you worry, because I have the key. I'll be waiting for you at the mountain refuge. I won't let anything or anyone hurt you anymore. I'll protect you until the end of time itself. I'll stay by your side until death do us part. I can't help but feel like that's not Shu writing that, you know? I can't help but feel like Shu might be gone and something or someone has taken his place. Hey look, dead women. Oh my god, another dead hooker. Oh my god, I've never seen so many dead hookers in my life. I forget what movie that's from, where they framed the car salesman by putting a bunch of dead women in the trunks of his cars. Oh, it's midnight. Is it? Oh yeah. You gotta go to bed? Alright. I think I'm going to probably find a wrapping up point soon. These last couple chapters are taking a bit longer than I expected. You're not normally awake this late? Yeah. I'm gonna go for a while longer. But when I first played, I guess I blazed through these ending chapters and didn't actually pay attention to how long they took, because You're taking a little more time than I thought, like an old person who has work in the morning. Fucking dinosaur. The view's great, isn't it? I've always wanted to see it with you. What, a load of dead women on a mountain? Weird idea of picturesque, but okay. But yeah, good night, Captain. Thank you for tuning in. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz, and share it with your buds or anyone who might be interested if you're up for it. But most of all, take care and good night. You're probably alright if you've made it this far. Or just to be sure, you're not... Love you both. Thank you, Captain. Good night. Kisses. You're not being followed by anyone, right? This is our own private sanctuary. We don't need anyone else. And it's a face. Red capsules. Again. So much ibuprofen. Some of them, however, are not dead. So we're going to get the jump on them. And take them out before they can attack us. Which is how you should always respond to women, by the way. I'm kidding. Don't randomly attack women. Please. I'm begging. Begging you. Keep your hands to yourself, yeah, baby. I'm begging, shoo. Real quick, Seth, I do have to apologize. I need to go to the bathroom, but I will be back in probably 5 minutes. Whoop. So I will see you then, and then I'll probably go for another hour and a half. Hello, hello, welcome back. I apologize for that taking a bit longer. The dogs decided they wanted to join me in the bathroom. And that was its own whole thing. So, I'm gonna go ahead and save. And continue. Here we are. Hello, Seth. Waving to me. We have finally gotten what may be the ugliest crowbar I have ever seen. Like, it'll definitely work, but goodness gracious, is it not a looker. So we're going to replace our steel pipe. It won't budge. Okay. I'm going to look around back before we pick up the key item. Find some shriveled Aburiage. And then we will enshrine it for some more fate. Some more fate. It'll get us far in this life. But first, we're going to pick up the Metal Gate key. As well as a strange note. You've come such a long way. Yeah, well, it's not like it's going to get any TLC either. Fair enough. You don't need to worry about your silly old mundane world anymore. We'll break free from all of that here. Welcome to our sanctuary. The others are overjoyed to have you as a new addition. I don't think that's Shu. Ah. Eesh. I don't know, have you seen these ones yet, Seth? Have you seen the worst liquors? Yeah, yeah, you really don't like that. I really don't like them. If you wanna... Oh, we got a new thing about Hinako. I've always despised people who tell me to act just because I'm a girl. Shu was different, though. He was the only one who ever understood me. We were perfect partners. I considered him a true companion. As we got older, the pressure from our parents got stronger. Even still, Shu never stopped treating me like his equal, regardless of my gender. There exist two Hinakos inside me now. Shimizu Hinako, whom I have known since birth, and Hinako, a woman who is trying to steal my body from the old me. It's like an alien is trying to take over me. If this were Space Wars, my partner would be coming to the rescue. But there's no signs of him. So, that, while a metaphor, is also literally what is happening in the story. We have two sides. We have the Fog Town and we have the Dark Shrine. The one in Fog Town is the waking world, who we are right now. The one who has all this history and stuff, while the one we saw in the Dark Shrine, who is more submissive and wants to follow Foxmask's will and everything, is someone new. Because that's not who Hinako views herself as. But that's what's happening. Yeah, but this is the intro for, or the little bit of information we have on those liquor things. A particularly suspicious monster that walks around on all fours, the greedily staring eyes, the greasy palms, the disgusting way it acts all chummy with me. All of it is completely repulsive. What's more, it never even bothers with guys. Typical. So, literally just a lecher. Yeah, they suck. I hate them. And when they do a lunge attack, they grab you, and it doesn't do, like, any real damage. They just straight up lick you, and it's gross. So that and the birthing monster are probably my two least favorites. Kusa! We are being chased by the goddamn motherfucking fog monster. Run, Hinako, run! Not that way. That way's bad. No thanks. Not that way either. This is very interesting in terms of viewpoint. I'm not sure how else to put it right now. Yeah. I also really like the little blurb we have for the birthing monster, where Hinako specifically says she would rather die than become that kind of monster. Implying that Hinako is very aware of what the monsters represent. Hinako needs a break. Okay. Well, it's a shame we're not going to get one, because immediately we get chased again. And if we try to fight the big fat guy with the knife, he will get caught by the fog monster and killed. Oh no. Thankfully, Hinako Flash Step Shimazu is able to escape. As I said before, we're starting to get more of an idea of what this monster looks like. However, it's not able to cross through the Torii Gate. We are protected from by Inari-sama, or Oinari-sama. Yeah, it's over. Don't worry, Hinako. No more running from the fog. At least for a little bit. But we're gonna go up here. Fascinating. And this is the old shrine. So what we know about this shrine is that there was a 1,000-year-old cedar that was worshipped as divine, but it was struck by lightning, caught fire, and shortly after, people stopped visiting the shrine. Now the candy store. Alright, I'm just going to read all of these. For the middle school, a world that's not a playground like elementary school, but not as mature as high school. Middle school to me was like the stage between a tadpole and a frog. I guess you could say it's a period of grotesque transformations. Up until elementary school, Shu and I would have water fights and we wouldn't mind if our underwear showed. Once we entered middle school, though, while we might not have paid any mind to things like that, others around us did. It just felt like our world changed in a snap. Boys and girls used to think of one another as mortal enemies, always bickering and fighting each other, but now it suddenly turned into such a weird dynamic where we have to treat each other in a completely different way. It's fine for people who want to do that because the people around them are doing the same. But for someone like me, who really couldn't care less about what people think, that's not the case. More on the origami we got. I remember Rinko folding up origami all the time. I don't know what was on them, but I saw her writing down things during class and folding paper foxes on multiple occasions. She keeps writing her complaints on pieces of paper, but instead of burning them, she just decides to throw them in the void and let them accumulate. I think that maybe one day, all those grievances will pile up and suffocate her. Sakuko says that if you put something as abstract as your feelings into words, even as a complaint, that will be enough to put your heart to rest. When you're feeling down, it's like having your clothes scattered around in your room, and when you write into words, it's like you're folding them into nice and neat piles. It's basically like organizing your feelings and folding them away to put them to rest with Inari-sama. This is apparently the real magic behind the origami of grievances. That's really cool. The Forgotten Shrine. I heard once that there was a shrine in shambles near Shu's house, but I never knew it was here. Shu told me back then that there's a treasure at the root of the divine tree or something. Sakuko once told me that this place is where the real Senninsugi Shrine is. Some treasure, eh? I think we'll visit that not in this playthrough, but the next. Actually, I might as well, right? I'm here. Oh yeah, it makes me want to look more into the origins of origami. Yeah. Origami is really cool, but Sakuko, the more you learn about her, the more you're like, wow, she's just awesome. And here we have the tree struck by lightning. You like to make jumping frogs? Yeah. I don't know, it looks pretty darn impressive to me. Regarding the Legend of the Sacred Sword, it is said that Ebisugaoka was a hidden village that once served as a refuge for defeated soldiers of the Taira clan. Unfortunately, evidence to support this tale has yet to be found. Still, Ebisugaoka shares many cultural similarities with those of other hidden villages. It is my belief that the tale is true. According to other local legends, the soldiers who fled here vowed to exact revenge upon the Minamoto clan and restore the Taira clan to its former glory. Upon swearing this oath, they buried the sword of their deceased leader at the base of the great tree that serves to protect this land. It would be a historical breakthrough if I could find that sword. Alas, there's no such thing. But still, what an impressive locale. Let's see, I'm sure there's something about it in here. Yep, Sakuko says the custom of putting old tools to rest is called Suko Monogami faith. During the course of history, it somehow fused with the Inari faith, making it a special religious view of the Ebisugaoka. The only shrine in town, Senninsugi Shrine, was, as its name suggests, worshipping a 1,000-year cedar as its divine tree. After living to see 1,000 years, it was praised as divine, god damn it, Stickdrift. And then once the divine tree turned to ash, it was time to worship the next oldest thing. Sakuko reckons that it just so happened to be the moss-covered Inari statue. Boom. Boom, boom, ch, boom, 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 ch, I don't know. I'm not very good with music. I don't know if that was a beat or not. It was noises, though. We're gonna rock the sledgehammer for now. Can't go through there. Let's see. Still going through the Tortii gates. Interesting, maybe Inari didn't have to share the spotlight and had enough. That's certainly one way to look at it. We've heard talk of... Yeah, that wasn't a bad beat. Thank you. It was the bestest of the beats. But there's been talk this entire game about a curse. Sakuko, before she died, said something about an ancient god being fed up or mad. We've seen, remember, like those bodies with the really disturbing imagery? Supposedly they were all blasphemers and people who disrespected Inari-sama. So, we are... Did you hear that?
Shu, Aibo, watashi da.
So we hear a bell, and there's only one character we know so far that we can associate with a bell. That being Junko, our sister, who Hinako gave a bell to when she was married. We find some more pills. Pills here. But by this point, they're pretty useless. I feel like thematically, I should be popping them every 3 seconds. As Hinako, ibuprofen, Shimizu, just needs a little bit of pain pills to get past any kind of physical harm. Like max pain. Front door key to Shu's house. I really like that it's a little UFO attached to it. The key to Shu's house looks like it's been left there, stained with dirt from Shu's long days of growing herbs. Prescription for my partner. Your roommate bought a bell from Shrine in Japan so you stop scaring the shit out of him. That's funny. Because you're so quiet, right? Like, you'll just appear places. So they got it, so they can... That's funny. Hinako began complaining of headaches in middle school. When I tried pinpointing the root cause, things always seemed to come back to stress arising from her poor relationship with her father. In other words, she is suffering from tension headaches. I first recommended that she use over-the-counter medicine, but soon she started asking for them more and more often. I don't like the thought of Hinako developing a reliance on such drugs, so I switched her to traditional medicine that used kudzu root and peony, as it should put less of a strain on her body. That said, I know the real reason she comes around so often isn't just because she's looking for medicine, but for a place to air her grievances about her father. As my grandmother always said, you can greatly improve the flow of someone's chi simply by listening to their troubles and empathizing with them. Hinako was thrilled with the medicine I gave her and said it was working wonders, but the truth is that it wasn't the medicine alone. I want to hear out all her troubles and concerns. I mean, that's my job as her partner, right? So we're getting kind of... we're getting kind of contrasting images of Shu. Because in the Shadow Realm, the Shadow World, you're going to the Shadow Realm. We saw things hinting that Shu actually like, hated Hinako. But here, we're seeing that, no, he did apparently care for her and was trying to help her through all of these things that she was struggling with. Yep, and I did put it on a keychain, but it doesn't work so well if I don't have my keys or he's not paying attention to his surroundings. Damn, the ultimate in stealth technology, being around people with no perception. Alright, well, it doesn't seem they're here. Let's wait for them. Or maybe they're inside? Ah, I love the way the fog pours in.
シュウ、リンコ。
Oh my god, dogs out for the boys? Hell yeah. Normally you gotta pay for that stuff.
シュウ。
So we're finally really starting to see the shape of the fog monster and its large, beastly arm. But for now, we're going to return to the Shadow Realm with not Hinako Shimazu, but just Hinako.
ここから先は大きな
Well
苦戦
then.
を伴うことに
Yeah, you joke about the door not doing much, but actually it kept the demon out until she opened it.
私は襲えません。
では行こう
Yeah, look at her. She looks
ここ
so
では
out of
別
it.
の儀式がある
Run, hurry, there's no going back. She doesn't even look at it. And Hinako is changing herself to be suitable for the fox mask. Inari. Who we can assume it to be, though there's no real confirmation. He doesn't exactly give us his name. Weird wall in it. But now for my favorite part of the game. This is when shit gets real. Like, you've had fun stuff before, but get ready for some mind-boggling hype moments. Not this way. There it is. So we are looking for the blue flames.
ここだ。
And now we must begin the ritual. Ow. Alright, you guys need to... Y'all need to chill. There we go. I guess this is the wrong way. We have to go up the other side, I guess. That weapon arc is hella handy. Yeah, it's my favorite weapon for a reason. Although it might be tied with the next one. Interesting mural. Yeah, here we go. This is the right way. Unfortunately, we will have to say goodbye to our lovely polearm in just a moment. But that's okay, because what we get instead is probably tied for my favorite weapon. No good, it won't budge. Oh, is this not the right room? Am I not supposed to be here yet? Whoops. I think I'm in the wrong room. Can't go that way, can't go that way. That's the only room with a blue light that I can see. Squint is the fog monster Junko? Mayhaps. A solemn letter. Halt the spread of corruption from the mortal world on thy hand, and cleanse it to a silver and noble sheen. Rejoice, Hinako, and be welcome. Okay. Oh, we just picked up some Higashi, meaning we gotta enshrine that. We still don't have an Emma, so I don't know why I'm bothering to look there. Nothing in here. Anything? No? This is the only way it seems we can go. It won't budge. What is going on? Let's try the other way. Got some bandages. Some Mutran. Is it dead? No, it'll be back. Don't worry. We're not that lucky, Hinako. Another dried Kirkus. Here we are. This is the correct way. Hey, Seth, how squeamish are you? How do you do with, Actually, I guess you've seen all the monsters so far. Self-harm, I think, is more what I should be asking. Because it may be a little rough. You might want to look away.
私はここだ。ずっと君といる。
As something is gonna happen. Oh, look! An arm. A clawed, hairy arm of silver. Oh. Can you hear the dog? Firmly grasp it. The most important part is a good handshake. Slightly, why is he whining? Yeah, he's mad because he's awake. And that means I should be paying attention to him instead of in this room he can't get into. Yeah, you might be able to tell where this is going. I love how they don't say anything. They just wait for you to slowly figure out what's going on as the dread just kind of sets in about what she's about to do. Oh, fuck. I hate it. That fucking sound design. I hate it. But it's such a good scene. It's so uncomfortable, but oh god. It's good horror. It's such good horror. Ugh. And now, for the second half. This part isn't bad. This part is kind of fucking radical. As they sew a new arm on, the silver fox arm, longer and more bestial. They take away her hands, her autonomy. It's not even that they take it, she gives it.
立派だったぞ、ひなこ。
So she takes his hand and loses her own arms, her ability to fend for herself, instead relying on the fox's power.
痛み止めは施した。まだ痛むか？
いえ、少し引きつる感じがするだけです。
The rituals are my favorite part of this game. They're so fucking visceral, but what they represent and just the gruesome nature of them is so fucking good. Because she's literally carving away her own identity with each ritual. And how that is. And at this point, you can probably already tell that there is some kind of romantic inclination between Foxface and Hinako. So we assume this ritual is
よく頑張ったね。
to make herself worthy of him. She is mutilating herself. And the first step of that is to accept his power to protect her, to give up her own autonomy. It's great. Now, as horrifying as that is, we get the fox arm. I am Shimizu Hinako no more. I will prove that I am worth the gift you have given me. Also, her stance, she becomes more feral as well. When she has it, just really cool design. But the fox arm kicks ass. It also gives her super strength. So it's really fast, high damage, and it has this ability, Soul Siphon, which kills enemies for good. Fantastic game design, but good gods, I do not like everything else about that. Yeah, it's such a well done horror scene. The symbolism, the grotesque nature, everything about it, I think, is perfect. It's god awful, and because of that, it is perfect. Not good, it won't budge. Oh. Is this a new area? No, we've been through here. So that was the first ritual. There are a few more to do. Mmm, crunchy. God, look how fast it is. It's also got a wide arc as well. And a new note. A solemn letter. Thy lovely silly arm grows... Silly arm? Thy lovely silly arm... Thy lovely silver arm grows strong. Thy figure no longer mortal but divine. Unto thy limb has the power of purification been bestowed. Grace us now with thy newly found strength. We're going to go ahead and just offer up some of these things that we can't use. And now we just got to be opening doors until we find the right way to go. I believe this is it. The Crow Omamori. Slightly restore health after defeating an enemy. Good, but we're not going to use it. A housemaid's note. However, the child she carried was unmistakably a descendant of the Tsunekis, and their blood lies in wait for tragedy to strike. It is only a matter of time before that child exacts their revenge. I believe that the next time there is turmoil within the Tsuneki family, that child will make their move. I do have to consider if I'm in a headspace to see more of these rituals, if they're anything like the first. That's the first one. The second one is... yeah, they're gonna be similar to that. In a different way. I'll DM you kind of a bit of spoilers, because I don't want to say it on stream until they happen. Yeah, I just DM'd you, Seth, what is gonna happen. You don't have to feel obligated to stick around if that's too much for you. I am going to continue playing, however. So, I'll probably stop tonight after completing the final ritual and talking about it a little bit. So, if you want to peace out for the night, I will not be offended. I will be completely understanding. Shooby dooby dooby. They're giving me so much stuff that I can't use. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of that. And then... yeah, you might do that and try to watch the rest of the VOD when you're in a better headspace. Alright, Steph, thanks for tuning in. Take care of yourself. This game does some things that are really good horror, but you definitely have to be in a good headspace to really experience it in a way that is positive. So, thank you for tuning in. Seth, good night to you. I will see you tomorrow. Make sure to get some rest and take care of yourself. Moving on, we will be... she's just sitting there, twitching. What is this? Fortunately, you are not, especially some of the themes that are being played out here, but otherwise, talk to me later. Alright, Seth. Yeah, good night. Take care of yourself. This is not where I wanted to go. Divine water. But yes, just everything about this level makes it my favorite. This silence. The track is hauntingly empty. A few sounds every now and then, but meant to evoke a sense of isolation, which very clearly what we have done to ourselves at this point in the story. Hinako has isolated herself from her friends, family. She has cast off her past, who she was. And now she's changing to fit how her would-be partner wants her to be. So she is also casting off her current and future self. Oh no, wall. It's a bit of a shame that you don't heal when you use Soul Siphon, but I can't complain too much, especially with what we get for the arm later. Ye shall see. Specifically, right after this ritual.
次の儀式はこっちだ。
Alright, we have our second ritual to complete. And we get a little bit of hint about it right there. And for old time's sake, we're gonna go ahead and just pop a pill. Damn it, never mind. Not afraid, this is my purpose. So she goes from saying she never wants to be like whatever this is, to saying it's her purpose. By this point, I think it's pretty safe to say this is no longer... I mean, she's already literally said it, that she is no longer Hinako Shimizu. But not just in a name. It really feels like this is physically not the same person. Damn, mistimed it. And we will take its soul. Just to really make sure the job is done. Don't want to deal with that again. Grody grody. And we get a first aid kit. Might as well hold on to it for a little bit. Talismans are still in the... Oh, I forgot to soul siphon you. There we go. And the talismans burn away. And begin the second ritual. Once again, she feels tired and probably shouldn't continue, but for the sake of this masked man who she doesn't really know, she decides to continue on. Now, it's an interesting thing we have going on here, because Fox Mask never once feels like we're told not to trust him, but there's more to him than just being a monster. Because he seems to genuinely react to her pain and suffering. she foregoes the piece of wood to bite down on to endure the pain.
儀式は終わったよ。君は本当に頑張った。
And simply accepts it as is.
次でここでの儀式は最後だ。
And one final ritual. But we have now had the kutsu, the symbol of this fox, branded onto her back as she has become property. Her autonomy is gone, her body now his. This way. I'll get more into Fox Mask later because he's interesting, I think. You ready for this shit? Motherfucker, we get Devil Trigger. Shut your crying baby ass up. Oh my god. It also automatically counters. So you see, every time we use Soul Siphon, we restore a little bit of our bestial form, or Devil Trigger, as I am going to be calling it, because holy fuck, it's Devil Trigger. We get, our HP is replaced by that bar, so we are basically invincible until it runs out. We replenish it by killing enemies. You'll notice that the enemies we killed while transformed didn't respawn, meaning that they were automatically soul siphoned. And also, if we cancel early, you can see that on the left of our health gauge, that symbol is our Devil Trigger gauge, and when it's filled up we can activate it, but you see it has part of that yellow glow already. So we can end it early and retain some of our Devil Trigger. We do unfortunately have to fill it up before we can use it again though, but at least it helps us avoid wasting it. What's up here? Hey there, Dollface! Don't be mad at me, you are literally a doll. A dirty drawstring bag. Finally, we get one more inventory space. An antique comb. Alright. Can't go that way yet, so this area we can't really do much with right now. We'll have to come back here later. But if you recall, there was something about a cursed family, and recently we have heard the name Tsuneki for the first time. Yeah, we do big boy damage with the claw. I really, really like the Naginata, but like, come on. We get Devil Trigger with the claw. And now we understand what this means. Now let's go see what the final piece they are going to take away from us is. We can also open these doors now. We see tons of Shrine Maiden outfits. Letter from a woman. You really are shrouded in mystery. You understand exactly how I feel, even though we haven't seen each other in years. Are you simply reading me like a book, or am I feeling exactly what it is you want me to? Recently, I'm starting to think that even I don't know who I am anymore. Now, the author of this note is ambiguous. But what's scary is that it could be written by Hinako. And what I mean by that is that this has happened before, but not in the way I think some people may interpret it. Fox Mask, I do not believe, is a single person. The one we see is, but this sort of ritual has been performed before with other girls and probably another Fox Mask. I'll get into Fox Mask again later when we know a little bit more about him. I assume the other endings are going to talk more about him as well. But we learn a little bit about him during the first ending as well. A family physician's log, February 10th. I have received reports that patients will sometimes make strange sounds, then try to get on all fours and crawl around. Housemaids who served the family for so many years whisper amongst themselves, speaking of so-called fox possession. I have scolded them for spreading such unscientific, superstitious rumors. Today, I was ordered to keep silent about this matter by the head of the house. The family has denied my request to transport them to a hospital. I wonder if it is out of fear that talk of the supernatural will tarnish the family's reputation. However, I do not expect the patient's conditions will improve with in-home treatment alone. So we're hearing more about a family, and by this point we know it's not the Shimazu family, but the Tsuneki family. But we don't know anyone in this game so far with the name Tsuneki. So, who the fuck are the Tsunekis? They have not been mentioned up till this point. But they are vital to the story. A solemn letter. The seal shall mark thee as our own, proof of thine own sacrifice of body and spirit. Be thou awake or hidden in sweet slumber, joyous shalt thou be to serve. Even when flesh has rotted away and bone turned to dust, so thou shalt serve. Obnoxious ass baby sounds. Ow. I'm gonna get rid of you as fast as possible before we have to deal with Hopscotch Baby. I just noticed that as you damage them, the baby faces start to break. The porcelain shatters. Oh, this is the crow area. So we got one more ritual to do. Should I find it? Yeah, you can see the babies become more damaged. That's pretty cool. So this is now where we want to go. And we are back where we were.
Hinako.
This is the final ritual, Hinako. And here you can see two things. One, he is grasping her arm, which he already took. However, you also notice he's yanking away something that we have seen a lot of characters missing in this game so far. The most important piece of anyone. Look how quick of work this does. We do so much goddamn damage with it. They fought valiantly. Thank you very much. I'm sure there's something to that, but nothing comes to mind right now. However, the final thing left to give in their union, something that has been teased the entire game. From the enemy designs to the wall paintings we saw the second time we came to the Dark Shrine, to many other things, really. But the most important part of a person, or at least symbolically, the face, identity, who you are. and tries to comfort her through this. Their hands joined, covered in blood. And they replace her identity with one matching her partner. I say partner, that might not be the best choice of words, specifically because of how Shu calls her partner. What I mean here is as a marriage candidate, as a spouse. And we can see like a parasite that attaches itself. Becoming her new identity. Her autonomy, her body, even her identity have all been given to this man that she does not know. And we see here some kind of power that he has been using. Some form of hypnotism. Or you can also read it as he raised his voice at her and she had to accept it. There is no message this time. The doll simply is upset. And Hinako smiles, happy to be an extension of Fox Mask. I knew it. This doll looks exactly like the one I thought I had gotten rid of that day. I'm sure it hates me for throwing it away and abandoning it. When all of this is over, I'll ask my mom for a way to put it to rest. Now there are two ways to read the doll. One is that it's her childhood herself. When she felt the need to conform for the first time, she threw away the doll as an act of rebellion, but the doll was still a part of her. She supposedly killed off her feminine identity, but that's still there. And it's this childish idea, this doll. However, also that last line about laying it to rest. this entire time we have heard about how Oinari, the guardian of this place,
頑張ったね
of Abisugaoka,
さあ
lays away or helps
皆が私
lay
たちを待っている
old things to rest, or lays them to rest. And assuming the doll was offered to Inari-sama, why is the doll so against this? And I think the obvious answer is because this isn't Inari. This isn't a sacred ritual, whatever you want to call it. This person is not yeah, I think I did a good job. It's more or less an imposter. But now we get the Mask of the Fox Clan, which lets us see through walls.
来るべき道が
Here we are. Here's the shrine. I was looking for that so I can get rid of some of this garbage. We got so much faith and nowhere to use it. I suppose I could draw some Omamori, but right now the two I have equipped are kind of the best ones for right now. There's one more we're gonna get later.
とても綺麗だ
I'm breathtaking. No, you're breathtaking. Let's go ahead and save. Well. And continue.
では行こうか
ご一緒に
Together. So if this isn't Inari,
見たまえ
who the
皆が
fuck
私たちを祝
is
ってくれ
this? The others are celebrating us. They don't look too happy, if I'm being real. The fox statues are almost laughing maniacally. And we see
あなたの新しい生に祝福を
that right there was Junko. We heard the bell, and you'll notice her mask was different than everyone else's. It had a bird's beak. And Junko wishes us to be happily married. However, there is still one thing left to do. Remember, your name is Shimizu Hinako.
Rinko? 私たちの世界からひなこが死んでいなくなるんだから。リンコ、私はあんたの願い通り死んでいなくなるから。だから私のことなんか忘れて幸せに生きなよ。忘れてやる、手伝ってやる。私の記憶から世界からお前の名前だって全部消えたんですよ。
So despite Hinako attempting to sacrifice herself so that others can be happy, they still aren't happy.
私の名前は清水ひなこ。
Let's fucking go. And we can just tank whatever she throws at us while we have our fox powers active. And we're starting to see these little things around. Never should have helped us that day. Anyways, now that we have beast mode, let me go beast mode. We don't have to put up with any of this.
見たくなかった。リンコのこんな姿。でも今は嬉しい。お別れに際して私たちはようやく本音を語り合えたね。
Despite everything, Hinako doesn't hate Rinko.
リンコの世界から清水ひな子は消えたね。お幸せに、リンコ。
ひな子。
私はじゃない。
どうしたひな子。
私は
君はひな子じゃないか。
私は
君はひな子だ。
はい。私は清水ひな子じゃない。私はひな子。
And she's back in her trance.
君は私のひな子だ。
We also know by now that these red flashes are not the work of Fox Mask. So the question is, who's controlling the sort of scarlet rot, the red headaches, and the flowers and everything? So we were attacked. We now have the back of our shirt burned off, similar to with the branding. But whatever the monster was, let us go.
小学校前そんな格好をしているとひな子がひな子じゃないみたいだわ。
お姉ちゃん、私
あなたが生かされたということはここに至ってもまだ迷いがあるということなのね。
迷い？
今日までに何度も言ったかもしれないけれど、もう一度だけ言うわね。生はあなたが選びなさい。誰の意見も聞かなくていい。自分の意志だけで選びなさい。だけれどもこれだけは覚えておいて、あなたがそれに悩める時間はもう尽きかけている。いえ、普通の人間ならばとっくに尽きている。
お姉ちゃん。シュリンコ。
Tengu are a Japanese yokai, or monster / demon, that are considered to be harbingers of disaster or war. That is the mask that we have finally seen Junko. We have not seen her face. We have only seen a corpsen shell wearing the face of a Tengu, speaking in her sister's voice. She's always been there for me, ever since the day I was born, until she left to get married. This is the end result for a married woman. A walking corpse wearing a mask. That is how Hinako views her sister. Someone who was once brilliant, but has been changed. Turned into something she's not. Killed, essentially, and replaced with something else. Junko always told me that the quickest way to happiness is to live the way society expects women to. Well, if there's a quick way to happiness, there must be other ways too. One time, when I was little, Junko showed me how to find my way out of a maze in a puzzle book. There's no doubt that she showed me the quickest solution. Still, what I felt that moment was nothing compared to the joy of figuring it out for myself. I'm trying to be all silent and cool, and Stickdrift keeps messing with me. He promised me everything I could ever want to. He promised me everything I could ever want to be content, a life full of comfort for as long as I live, status that no one could look down on, and most importantly, endless love for me. For all this, I will give him all of me, body, mind, and soul. I will even give him what I have fiercely protected my whole life, my will to make my own choices. From now on, I will let him decide everything for me and simply do as he says. This is what happiness means to me. And finally, Shimizu Hinako, no longer herself. Nothing gets on my nerves more than other people trying to make decisions for me. Even if what they're saying is right, it just rubs me the wrong way. I'd rather make 100 mistakes on my own than follow someone else's commands. But that can make for a lonely life, one where I refuse to listen to anyone else. I want to become the kind of person who truly listens to what others have to say. Of course, it'll still be up to me whom I listen to. And that will be someone I can trust, someone who will walk alongside me hand in hand. However, making long lists of things I hate is just a way of running away from the real issues I have with my inner self. I have to step up and face what's inside me, even if I don't like what I see. Being able to take my time and carefully think things through before making a decision is what's most important to me. And so we see two contrasting points of view immediately in the Fox Mask entry and the Me entry. In Fox Mask entry, it's as if Hinako is someone else, someone who wants to get married, who wants to give everything to this man. But in the Me, we see her more self-assured, with a strong sense of identity. In the Dark Shrine, we faced a new monster. A monster with a large taiko drum inside its mouth. It swings around its large bocce drumstick like arms and strikes with taiko to instill fear and command those bound to it. It tries to cancel out any noise with its loud voice and banging. That's how it's always been. So a loud, boisterous lump of flesh that other people listen to and feels the need to command. And we have also faced another boss. A monster that has taken the form of a head priest. It sounds just like Rinko. Swinging around an Onusa staff used for purification ritual. This creature is consumed by the fires of jealousy and remains surrounded by babbling puppets. There's no way Rinko is a monster like this, but this is her, without a doubt. Is there an option to just save? No.
時間がない。二人とも待ってて。すぐ行く。
Yeah, so we've got to go save our friends from our mom, which sounds like a joke. I'd be like, yeah, I'd save my friends from my mom, but in this instance, it feels far more sinister. So, I will leave off here and let you all ponder what could be next. What is truly happening here? With the Tsuneki family, the Shimizus, Hinako's friends, and Junko. Until next time, I've been Dr. Rowson. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. If you feel up to it, like, comment, subscribe, and maybe share with people who might enjoy. In the meantime, please take care of yourselves. Have a wonderful night.